Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5.
We begin tonight with breaking news. 2 men have been taken into custody after allegedly kidnapping another man earlier today. Valley News team's Ashley Bishop joins us live in studio with more on this developing story. Ashley?
Andrea, it was a whirlwind afternoon for West Fargo, Fargo, and Moorhead police, all working together after a kidnapping happened in West Fargo, leading to an incident where a woman was pushed and her windshield broken. This happened at the Anderson softball fields off of 45th Street South in Fargo. Fargo police say 2 men in their 40s kidnapped a 21-year-old man that allegedly knew the woman. We hear the 2 suspects were related to the woman, and the 21-year-old man was also in a relationship with the woman. Police were looking for a blue pickup truck pulling a trailer, which was located about 2 hours later over in Moorhead on 8th Street South and 40th Avenue South. That is where the 2 men were arrested. A man living near the area said the road was completely blocked off, and Fargo, Moorhead, and county police had their guns drawn. The kidnapping victim was not in the truck at that time. The 2 men were arrested and the truck was towed away. Now we're learning that the kidnapped victim was safely located in Richland County. We're still waiting to learn more information from police about what happened this afternoon. Andrea?
All right, thank you so much, Ashley. And as she mentioned, we are still working to get more information about the men involved and the charges they may be facing. So stick with Valley News Live for the latest on this developing story. Also breaking this evening, a Fargo man has been convicted of murdering 2 men in 2015. Ashley Hunter has been found guilty of killing Clarence Flowers and Sam Trout. He also was found guilty on an arson charge after trying to burn down the house of one of the victims. The verdict came down late this afternoon, and the jury only took about an hour and a half to decide Hunter's fate. A sentencing date has not been set yet. The heat has been building all day, and that's helping storms fire up in our viewing area. Let's get the latest from our chief meteorologist in First Weather. Hutch?
Andrea, I got to tell you, out in the western counties, there's a lot of heat, and that energy is turning into thunderstorms as we head into the evening hours. Some severe. They extend from the Towner County area near Canada all the way down into South Dakota, and they're moving in a general easterly direction, although the individual thunderstorm cells do have a northerly tilt to them. So western Stutsman County, a warning continues until 5:30 for severe storms capable of large hail of 1 inch in diameter, and this storm has a history of some wind gusts as well. Those could exceed 50 miles per hour as they move through. As these storms approach, stay away from windows and get inside. Hey, taking you up to the north, we do have Towner County, most of which is under a severe thunderstorm warning. The storms are just now pushing into Candu, and that cell, if we query it or take a look at it, moving into the Candu area right now, has a potential for hail of 1.5 inches in diameter. So put the vehicle in the garage and get in, stay away from windows. It's moving northeast at 35 miles per hour. As we take you in a little bit closer, the western reaches of Devil's Lake near Ramsey seeing a heavy hail hitter making its way up, as is the Rock Lake. We'll be seeing some storms making their way towards you as well very shortly. Now we slice the storm and take a look at it in 3D, and these are towering storms reaching upwards of 60,000 feet in the atmosphere. And when we get on that storm that's moving into Candu right now, we see the hail core, the pinks, extending all the way up to the 30 to 40,000 foot range. That means the potential for sizable hail is quite large with these cells. Now they'll continue to trek east, but it's going to be a long time before they make their way into the Red River Valley. I think between Devil's Lake and Jamestown will be most active this evening. Oh, and by the way, Andrea, look at those 90s. 99 now in Aberdeen. We have set a record high in Fargo at 95 today. Grand Forks, as far as I know, up to this point, has missed the record high by 1 degree. Again, storms in the valley later tonight. They could be severe. Large hail and gusty straight line winds will be the nemesis tonight.
It's steamy out there.
It is hot.
Yeah, thanks, Hutch.
You bet.
It's a major economic boost to the region and the state of Minnesota. 1,000 jobs are promised to be created as a major employer is expanding. Valley News Team's Ryan Laughlin tells us what the boom in business means for the region.
At DigiKey in Thief River Falls,
you see making Bloody Marys for me in less than 24 hours.
It's all smiles this week.
So baseball season's upon us now.
Anthony Bergerman, father of 3 boys, is one of 3,100 employees here.
They got the range and they got pretty good speed too, probably from mom.
He's excited the company that started selling spare parts for ham radios is about to grow in a big way. DigiKey's expansion will be similar to this. It'll be a new distribution center in a 1 million square foot building. It'll be there that they will hire 1,000 more people over the next 10 years. Now they ship out thousands of electronic parts for things like iPhones and Fitbits all over the world. They were looking at leaving Thief River Falls to expand their business, but were wooed by local elected officials.
We have an incentive package that we were really glad to see roll out to us at the state level.
Tax breaks to keep one of the biggest employers in the region.
And a company that's going to put that kind of investment into the community really does provide us with some certainty that this company is here to stay.
1,000 new jobs in Thief River Falls will bring a lot of other opportunities with it as well.
1,000 new jobs bringing 1,000 new possibilities.
Surrounding things, new restaurants or other recreational activities. So it's encouraging to see something like that in a community that's this small.
From Thief River Falls, Ryan Laughlin, Valley News Live.
DigiKey is planning to have an additional 1,000 people hired over the next 10 years. City leaders say the company is getting a $4 million tax break each year over the next 10 years and will generate an additional $184 million in tax revenue each year. An additional part of the deal included the city selling one of its municipal buildings to DigiKey and a commitment to bolstering infrastructure. A man from West Fargo is in jail after he was busted with carfentanil, an opiate that's 10,000 times more powerful than morphine. 20-year-old Jesse Erickson was arrested as part of an ongoing investigation. He's facing charges of delivery of carfentanil, possession of carfentanil with intent to deliver, and possession of drug paraphernalia. Police say Erickson was found with the drug in both powder and solution form. It's Friday and time to take a look at this week's Valley's Most Wanted. Fargo police say Zachary Kittleson is wanted for robbery. His picture is right there on your screen. Call your local law enforcement if you have any information on Kittleson. To date, the Valley's Most Wanted program has helped police make more than 575 arrests. A fire at a North Fargo home kept firefighters busy this afternoon. It happened at 718 25th Street North around 2. Officials say the residents smelled smoke and saw that the corner of the house next to the front porch was on fire. Crews put it out quickly, but did have to close off for a while 7th and 8th Avenues in that area. They're still investigating the cause. Nearly 2,500 people on Medicaid in North Dakota are being warned that their personal health information may have been compromised. The state learned of a data breach problem on May 10th when someone found documents from 2016 in a dumpster in Bismarck. A state employee had thrown the records there 2 days before. The data breach did not contain Social Security numbers, addresses, or financial information, but did involve names and health care information. You'll get a letter from the state if you're affected. We have more information about this on our website, valleynewslive.com. President Trump's decision to pull out of the Paris Climate Agreement is drawing condemnation from around the world. The president's team, meanwhile, is defending the move as good for the country. Kelly O'Hara reports from the White House.
EPA Administrator Scott Pruitt is praising the president's decision to pull out of the Paris Climate Agreement and says the U.S. is already leading the world when it comes to lessening its carbon footprint.
The president made a very courageous decision yesterday in behalf of America. He put America's interests first with respect to environmental agreements and international discussions.
But yesterday's decision is drawing sharp criticism from corporate leaders, including Disney chairman Robert Iger and Tesla CEO Elon Musk, who both resigned from the president's Business Advisory Council. President Obama helped broker the climate deal with nearly 200 countries in 2015. He said in a statement, even in the absence of American leadership, even as this administration joins a small handful of nations that reject the future, I'm confident that our states, cities, and businesses will step up.
Former Secretary of State John Kerry, who signed the accord last year, is also criticizing the president, saying his choice is self-destructive.
What Donald Trump is doing is serving the polluters and serving a narrow group of ideological interests. That's not leadership. That's abdication of responsibility. And this step does not make America first. It makes America last.
President Trump's counselor Kellyanne Conway rejected Kerry's denouncement.
Once a politician, always a politician. I think it's a very disappointing assessment, and it tells you why he lost when he ran for president.
Last night, buildings including One World Trade Center in New York City and City Hall in Boston were lit up in green in protest. Kelly O'Hara for CBS News, the White House.
Secretary of State Rex Tillerson says the president is making a policy decision and that the U.S. will continue reducing greenhouse gas emissions despite leaving the accord. Hundreds of people turned out to celebrate National Donut Day in Fargo. The Salvation Army and Sandy's Donuts teamed up and served over 100 dozen donuts to the community. The history behind National Donut Day dates back to the First World War, when Salvation Army volunteers served coffee and donuts to soldiers battling on the front lines. Some people say that was the first time donuts were introduced to American taste buds. The Salvation Army used the original 1915 donut recipe, the same recipe served during the war.
I've seen a lot of people buy donuts and get a free donut with it, but they're all smiling. And I walk in the door and I start talking to them. They said, this is a great day.
$1 from every dozen of Sandy's Donuts bought goes back to the Salvation Army. The Salvation Army provides help to more than 25 million people in need each year. The unofficial kickoff to summer in Lakes Country is underway. The 17th annual Street Fair at the Lakes is today and tomorrow in downtown Detroit Lakes. Food vendors, a beer garden, live music, and kids' activities are all happening there. This year, there are more than 130 booths with handmade items, from tables made out of barnwood to local syrups.
You know, come down, see the new streetscape, the new businesses and restaurants we have downtown. It's just, you can make a day of it.
The street fair is open until 7 tonight and then again on Saturday from 10 in the morning until 5 at night. There's a new flavor of